Alright, so you want to learn how to be effective with Junkrat. Well, first, you need to take a look and see how you view Junkrat as a character. What do you view him as? If you see Junkrat as, oh, let me play Junkrat right here because he can spam chokes. Let me play Junkrat for this small corridor because he can spam in there. You're incorrect. If you view Junkrat as a hero solely for his spam, you are incorrect and you should not be playing Junkrat. When you view Junkrat as a character who shoots grenades, you can do so much more. If you just think he's only good for holding small rooms, you are incorrect. And then you need to check out some of my montages. Alright, so lesson 1. Learning how to position yourself with Junkrat's concussion mine. So there are 4 ways that you can use Junkrat's concussion mine to position yourself. The first way is simply setting your mine down, and we're going to walk over it and detonate. Now, that's not the most ideal way to travel with Junkrat's concussion mine, simply because, you know, I barely got on this roof. If I wanted to get to something higher, say that ledge, you know, I'm not going to get up there. So, what you want to do is you place it down, you walk forward and you jump, and then you detonate. Jumping before you detonate gives you that extra bit of height. And if you want to get even higher, then a cool little trick is once you jump and then detonate, move your character backwards. And when you move backwards, you'll see that there's a slight difference between how much height you get. So I'm going to jump and continuously hold forward. And now I'm going to jump and go backward. So it might not look like much happened there, but when there are objects and structures in the game that are just that much higher, it matters when you're playing with Junkrat. The key here is for you to know when you need to back up and when to just continue forward. So now let's get to the third method of how to position yourself with your concussion mine. This one here is a bit different. So let's say I wanted to go down there. Let's say I wanted to get down there quickly. Well, if I were to use the standard jump after detonation, you know, then I hit my face on the wall. I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to jump, we're going to move forward, jump off this, look down, throw our concussion mine at our feet, and then detonate. So as you can see, we got maximum forward distance there. And we didn't bump our head on the wall. You'll go forward more rather than you will go upward. Alright, so next up, the double concussion mine jump. Now, I usually don't do these mine jumps in a competitive setting, or even quick play for that matter. I just don't find that they are that valuable. I don't find that they pay off too well. I think they're too risky, and I'll tell you why in a second. But let's show you how to do one. So, here we are. Let's say, now, this building right here in front of us, it's too high to even do a normal jump over. So, I mean, let's, like, if we try, like, no, we can't get over that. But if we had a second mine, we probably could. So, what we're going to do is, if we were in a competitive or quick play setting, we're going to place our mine, and then, you know, we're going to do the standard jump, detonate, and then we're going to do the third concussion mine jump that I showed you back on Gibraltar, which is we look down, we throw our mine, and then we detonate again. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, so now if I were to do this in a competitive or quick play setting, I am now here. I am now behind the choke where the entire enemy team sits. So if they're even somewhat paying attention, they're going to hear my second mine detonation, and then they are most likely going to see me come over the roof. So when I land, I only have my grenades at my disposal. I no longer have my concussion mine to do that extra bit of 120 damage. So unless I am off on some flank, like if I came around over here maybe, or if I came around way over there, then they're going to see me and you are going to be dead in the water. So that is why I do not recommend that jump, however it is cool. So lesson 2, learning how to use Junkrat's trap. Now, do not leave your trap on some flank that a tracer will likely use once. There are so many times where I've seen people leave their trap on some complex flank route that is not going to be valuable to them whatsoever. So, when you're playing as Junkrat, your trap needs to be where the fight is. Now, there are exceptions. For instance, the beginning of the battle. Let's go down here. So, I like to place my trap and concussion mine here at the spawn. So what this does is that when an enemy that's not a tank comes out the spawn, they're going to get stuck in my trap. Junkrat's trap does 80 damage. So if they're a 200 health hero, that will bring them down to 80 health, or 120 health. And then the concussion mine, which is right there next to it, does 120 damage. So they get trapped, you detonate the mine, you get a kill. You spawn kill them, which is pretty cheesy, and I don't really like doing that. But in competitive, it gives you an edge. So once your trap down there has been either triggered or destroyed, and whether or not you profit off of it, you need to next figure out where to set your next trap. So as soon as that trap goes down over there, you're going to want to place another one. Now because this is Dorado, I specifically like to place it right here, in the shadows. Now I don't know if it makes really a difference that it's in the shadows or not, but whenever the payload gets here to the archway, so many people like to come right in here and step on my trap. Alright, so here's an example of how not to play Junkrat. Now I want you to take what you've just seen from my tutorial video, and I want you to apply it to this clip. Ask yourself, what is this guy doing wrong? And we'll talk about it when the clip ends. Alright, so, now I don't know about anyone else, but that just hurts me to watch that. So, he kept his trap. Let's rewind a little bit here, to where we can visibly see it. Well, it's kind of hard to see. Okay, there. So, as you can see, his trap and his concussion mine are up at the top of the choke out front. And meanwhile, there are 3 people contesting the objective. And for whatever reason, he's still fighting on the objective when his trap and his concussion mine are serving 0 purpose up at the top of the choke. So let's roll it forward here just a little bit. Oh no, wait, hold on. Let's roll it back again. So he dies. He dies. His trap and his concussion mine are still at the top of the choke. Mercy comes in and reses the guy, and he does the exact same thing. He keeps his concussion mine and his trap at the top of the choke, serving 0 purpose. Yeah, I mean, there's a Pharah on their team, but she's clearly on the point. She's not going up back to the top of the choke. It is only until this moment where this Junkrat realizes, oh, I have abilities. I can use them. And he kills Soldier with it. Replaces his trap and then goes down. So he fought on point for like 30 seconds, not using any of his abilities and missing his grenade shots. Now, if he were to place his trap and use his mine, you know, his trap could have got somebody. His trap could have got the supercharged Zarya that would have been easily taken out. His mine could have finished off a low health hero, made the hero low health, and then they would have been finished off. They went on to lose this battle because of that. So do not be this Junkrat. Always keep your trap in the fight. I mean, yeah, you can place your trap at the top of a choke somewhere, but if it's not being contested or if it's not going to be triggered, then replace it. Do not be afraid to replace your trap. Always keep it in the battle. Alright, so another tip with Junkrat's trap is learn when and when not to use the concussion trap combo. You don't want to always leave a concussion mine on your trap. Because for one, when you're in a competitive setting, there are going to be people flanking. More than likely, the enemy team is going to have a Genji. They're going to have a soldier that's going to try to take the sidelines from you. You're going to need your concussion mine to help fend them off. So do not leave your concussion mine on a trap. If you watch my gameplay and my live streams, you will see that my trap is, most of the time, it's by itself. It's up to you to know when to put your concussion mine with your trap. Now over there at the spawn, that's a prime example of when to put your concussion mine with your trap. But let's say, for instance, our trap's here. Okay? Let's pretend that the payload is in the archway. And let's say there's a Zarya and a Reinhardt fighting over here. Let's put our concussion mine there. So the enemy team has a Genji and a soldier. Genji's trying to take the flank from the left side over here, over this large wall. Soldier is trying to take the flank on that side. Now, more than likely, you'll have someone on your other team that can handle the right side from the soldier. But this Genji over here is going to go uncontested. So if you're sitting here spamming the choke waiting for someone to hit your trap, Genji's going to come up behind you and he's going to probably throw 2 sets of shurikens at you and then dash right through you if you're not using your concussion mine. So what you want to do is not combo your concussion mine with your trap. Leave the trap by itself. You're going to save your concussion mine for the last minute damage, for the final blow. So if Genji's coming back, all you need to do is hit him with 1 grenade and then throw a concussion mine at him. And boom, he's dead. So save your concussion mine for where it can be more of use, to where it's more valuable. Your concussion mine is not that valuable on your trap. So leave your concussion mine on your trap for like the beginning of battles, or if you know somebody's chasing you down. Like if I'm running from a Genji and I know he's coming, I'm going to quickly place my shit on the ground, run inside, and chances are when he gets into the building, Genji's going to have his reflect up. So that's why the mine's already there. And then, you know, he gets trapped because he gets baited in here, and then you detonate and you kill him. Alright, now onto the big one. How to use Junkrat's grenade launcher. So people ask me all the time, you know, oh, can you teach me some of those wall bounces? They're, you know, or is that how you're so good? Is that how you just kill people? And, you know, wall bouncing's part of it, but there's no secret trick to bouncing Junkrat grenades off walls. If you know any sort of geometry, you will know that Junkrat's grenades bounce off the walls at certain angles, depending on what wall you're looking at and depending on where you're looking at. It takes some Junkrat experience to know how his grenades are going to bounce off walls. I can't tell you how to bounce a grenade off a wall. It's not going, because it's not going to help you. The enemy position needs to be taken into account. The wall needs to be taken into account, and your angle needs to be taken into account. It's up to you to know how to do that. But what I can tell you about bouncing grenades off walls is that it is not the most important thing. The most important way to use your grenade launcher with Junkrat is by attempting to direct hit people. Now, there are some exceptions, and I'll get into that. But in general, you want to go for the direct hit with Junkrat. Unless you are in a small corridor where there is a Tracer or a Genji or maybe even a Sombra perhaps, unless there's a very mobile character that's really bouncy, then you're not going to want to shoot the walls. Because You are just wasting your time trying to find the perfect spot on the wall to bounce your grenade off of when your grenades are just going out and doing nothing. Which is why you want to go for the direct hits. Now, another important thing with Junkrat is always keep shooting. So sometimes I'll see an enemy, and it doesn't matter if they're leaving the choke or they're coming into it. There's always going to be a luck factor with Junkrat. But with the grenades that I had just shot, you know, I may have killed them. May or may not have killed them. You know, you don't always profit off of it. But the important thing is, if you keep shooting, you have a chance to kill them. If you just stand there and don't shoot and wait for them to come in, then you're not going to get that edge that you would have otherwise. So just remember to keep shooting. There have been times where I'll see a support hero that is a pretty far distance away, and I'm like, I can't hit that, but I shoot for it anyways. I look up, I estimate the trajectory, and I hold mouse 1. And you know what? I hit them. I end up killing them. I have a montage that's based off of that. Alright, so another thing I want to talk about is how to deal with Pharah. So I have a montage of this, but Junkrat is not really one to go up against Pharah. The reason being is that Pharah always holds the ground above you. Most of the time, there is no wall that you can shoot a grenade at to bounce off to kill the Pharah. You have to hit her directly on to kill her. The reason why Pharah is considered a counter to Junkrat is because Junkrat has no way of delivering damage to Pharah to make her fuck off. The only way Junkrat can get rid of Pharah is if he directly hits her twice. And since Pharah's in the air and she's not on the ground to be susceptible to bouncing grenades, then it's really hard. If you see a Pharah and you're playing Junkrat, what you want to do is get the fuck out. You want to leave wherever it is you're standing right there. Now, more than likely, Pharah is not going to direct hit you. She is going to rely on the splash damage that comes up from the ground to kill you. So what you want to do is get off the ground as quick as possible. If you have your concussion mine off cooldown, you want to use that to get away. You want to give yourself as much airtime as you can when fighting Pharah. So, run away. Don't fight a Pharah. She will more than likely kill you. Now, what you should do is when you run away, run into your team. Hopefully there will be a soldier or a McCree there to shut her down, stop her, kill her, maybe even a Roadhog to hook her. Now, if she doesn't back off, what you need to do is you need to line up a shot to where one grenade will hit her directly on, and then you can throw your concussion mine to finish her off. Rely on that grenade concussion mine combo to kill her. It will be substantially harder to hit 2 grenades directly on a Pharah that's flying. Here's a trick though. If you have your Riptire available, and you see that Pharah is on her way in, use your Riptire, zone her out. If she doesn't back off and she still proceeds to come in, then look for a wall to climb to kill Pharah. The Riptire, its blast radius is very large. You can kill Pharah if she's near a wall. Do not, however, use your Riptire if she's already on you. She is going to kill the tire and then is going to kill you. It's not going to pay off. But if she's on her way and you have time to go hide behind cover and deploy a Riptire, then do it. Stall the tire against a wall so the sound goes away. And then if she comes in, you know, thinking the Riptire is gone, then surprise her with it. Climb the wall. Kill the Pharah. Alright, so I've got another clip here that I wanted to show you guys. It's of me outplaying a soldier. But I wanted you to see how I outplayed the soldier. And given the information I told you earlier in the tutorial, I wanted you guys to see why I outplayed the soldier. So, I'm going to let the clip run through and then we'll talk about it.
Heroes Heroes never die.
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Helden sterben nicht.
And then that mercy gets away. But that doesn't matter. So let's back it up first to where I jump on the soldier. Alright, looks like I'm about to jump here. So normally in a competitive scenario you would not want to do this as Junkrat. Junkrat is not a hero that excels at 1v1s. Junkrat needs his team to be with him. So the only reason why I do this here is because, for one, it's quick play. 2, I know their soldier's bad. And 3, I'm insanely good with Junkrat. So that is why I go up and contest him. Let's run it through here. Alright. Let's, yeah. Okay. So normally at this point, you would be dead. Like, 2 to 3 seconds after I unpause this, you would be dead. But I know he's bad, so I chose to pick the fight because I know I can win. So let's roll it through, and I'm just trying to land some hits on the soldier to get him down. All right. So at this point, I've hit him once. You can see that I hit him once. And you can also see that there's a mercy pocketing him. So I'm doing my best to stay out of the soldier's line of sight by hiding on the very front of the plane, which is a lot lower than where the soldier is currently standing. So it's hard for him to hit me because I'm barely visible. But I can still shoot my grenades up and over to hit him. Let's run some more. Alright, so at this point, I've placed my trap. Now, I placed my trap because, for one, it was on the ground somewhere, not serving any purpose. But 2, because I feel like I'm starting to lose this battle. And that is because the Mercy's pocketing him, which is making it difficult for me to even lower his health. So I placed my trap down, putting the only thing else that could help me win the fight in the fight. Remember what I told you earlier in the tutorial. Always keep your trap in the fight. Okay, so right here is where he made the mistake. He chose to ignore me and get closer to me because I wasn't hitting him. And because of that, he ran into one of my grenades, which lowered his health down to 80. Now this concussion mine that's going to go right into his face is going to do 120 damage and kill him. Boom. So now I've got to deal with the Mercy. But the Mercy comes in and reses the soldier. Now at this point, this soldier is tired of me. He wants me gone. He's done. So he's going to rush me to try to face Helix rocket me. He's going to close in as much distance as he can so he can no longer miss me. But by doing that, he's made the mistake of getting point blank against a Junkrat. So this next grenade, I think this next grenade, is going to hit him, and he's going to pay the price for it. Notice how the soldier closed in on me, and he got hit for it. Soldier is trying to take my position away from me, so I'm going to take Soldier's position away from him. We're swapping sides now. He only got that close to me because he wanted me gone. He wanted to Helix rocket my feet to kill me. But in doing that, he made the mistake. The mistake that cost him his life. Now, what's funny about this is my trap was clearly visible. He either was too focused on dodging my grenades that he didn't see my trap, or he just straight up didn't care and said, oh, I'm not going to step in that. But he stepped in it anyway. And that was all because he chose to rush me. He didn't have to rush me. We could have just kept fighting the same distance away we were doing. He would have lost eventually. But he lost faster because he chose to get close to me, and he tried to take my side from me And so we swapped positions, and I ended up killing him. But the important thing there is my trap. My trap is what got the final blow. It's what killed him. It's what made me not have to land another grenade. Now, in 2 more seconds, he would have been dead anyway because my concussion mine would have killed him. He might have been able to land some helix rockets on me, which would have been bad. I would have died from that. Let's go on to this Junkrat kill right here. Alright. Oh, stop. Okay. So this Junkrat is going to die. The first grenade I shot was not a direct hit. It missed. But it's going to bounce off the wall. Now, I threw my concussion mine because I took a gamble. I said, that first grenade is either going to bounce off the wall and hit him, or the second grenade that I'm shooting at him now is going to hit him directly. And because of that thought process, I threw my concussion mine knowing he was going to die. Because one of those 2 grenades was going to hit him and lower him below 120 health so that I could kill him. And just like that, he's dead. The combo of Junkrat's grenade and concussion mine does 240 damage. It is the best way to get rid of a 200 health character that otherwise poses a threat. It gets rid of them in an instant, so they don't have time to go run and heal. Mercy can't heal them up fast enough. Ana can't heal them up fast enough. No healer can help them. They're dead instantly. So if you know that you're going to get a direct hit or a ricochet hit with a grenade, then throw your concussion mine. Do that combo. Get rid of the enemy right then and there.